I call next Mr. David Wells from Canada. The floor is yours.
Honourable colleagues, I'd like to thank the rapporteurs and the committees for this important report. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, the world has seen widespread discrimination, and my home country, Canada, has not been immune. Today, we are here to discuss vaccine discrimination, develop a framework to prevent vaccine discrimination, and find a balance between protecting human rights and freedoms and protecting the health and safety of our communities. Living free from all forms of discrimination is a basic human right, as outlined in the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And colleagues, as a representative in this Assembly for 8 years, I know the right to bodily autonomy is one example of a basic human right this Council seeks to protect. In contradiction to this, we have seen politicians worldwide promoting vaccination discrimination, putting sanctions on individuals, leveling direct criticism on the unvaccinated, and deliberately creating division for political gain. The resulting isolation has fractured families, divided communities, and further polarized countries when unity was needed. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada has called vaccine-hesitant Canadians extremists, racists, and misogynists. Colleagues, I'm not paraphrasing, I'm quoting. He has said that these are people who hold, quote, unacceptable views and don't believe in science and who take up space. Again, these are quotes from the Prime Minister of my country, and it is shameful messaging. These words are tools of division, segregation, and discrimination. The truth is that many of the individuals who chose to not vaccinate are strong proponents for well-established science, but are, within their own right, hesitant to receive the vaccine. In a COVID hearing in the European Parliament just last week, a director at Pfizer stated that the vaccine had never been tested on preventing the transmission of the virus. This is the very premise that led to the travel restrictions and other civil liberties that we and the restriction on other civil liberties that we enjoy. Another study published by MDPI, an open access academic publisher in Switzerland, showed an increase in side effects after taking an mRNA vaccine. The report states, quote, the findings corroborate previous reports of encephalitis and myocarditis caused by gene-based COVID-19 vaccines. Colleagues, this is this vaccine hesitancy is legitimate. And further, colleagues, some chose to not have this medical procedure because they simply did not want it, and it is their right to choose, not the government's right. In Canada, individuals who stood up for this freedom to choose were punished, some with the freezing of their bank accounts and public vilification. This is a clear example of vaccine discrimination and government overreach. And for those who did choose to receive the vaccine, many faced their own discrimination due to the type of vaccine that had been administered, as the report highlighted. It is not the government's job to determine an individual's risk tolerance concerning personal medical decisions. Colleagues, we must ensure that all measures taken in response to a public health emergency that may restrict human rights are lawful, necessary, proportionate, and non-discriminatory. Thank you.